Hey, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a state of the market video. Today is June 17th, 2023. Before we get started, this video is for educational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. And I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned, your time frame and risk tolerance. All right, before we get started, I want to let you know you can find me on Twitter as well at Alpha Charts 365, sharing all kinds of stuff. I do run a super follow group or whatever they're calling it now, subscriber group. It's a $10 a month group. And here's a list of the minimum that I provide. Again, the value I think is fantastic. It's first off, it's just an educational service. It is not a alert service or anything like that. But I do help with idea generation. And I have a stated goal of keeping you on the right side of the market and the best names possible. I believe that there are times to push on the gas in the market and really be aggressive, and there's times to pull back. And we have 2 or 3 really good times a year in the market. It's built for everyone, especially if you work full time. I'm going to be doing the work for you, so you basically get the distilled content and are able to get some of the best ideas out there. So on Sunday, I do a special stocks to watch video. It's a much longer video. It's probably about an hour long usually, discussing basically everything that's going on in the market on my radar. There's at least 25 setups usually in a good market. As I also go over ETFs that I think look good. Focus list video also comes out on Sunday. That's a much shorter, about 5 to 10 minute video. Again, just what I think are the best ideas coming to any names and ETFs going into the week. That comes out on Sunday. Again, that's only about usually 5 to 10 minutes. Again, just short and to the point that video is. I also write a market note on Sunday. Again, I'm trying to engage with my subscribers the way they want it. So some people want to watch an hour video and see everything. Some want the 10-minute video. Some want to read my market note and with all the different charts and graphs and things that I put in there. On Tuesday I do a midweek video again. So, you never left alone. It's probably about a 20-minute video. And I go over what's happened in the market so far. So that's Tuesday night. Thursday, I write another market note, right? Again, I'm trying to engage and keep everybody, knowing without having to spend, a lot of time, what's going on in the market. Every night I share my favorite scan, which is again great for idea generation, and it's been one of the best scans I've ever used, and I share it with my subscribers. And again, throughout the week, I'm going to post numerous charts, ideas, setups. I'm giving my commentary as I see it. Also subscribers can ask me, hey, take a look at this chart, tell me what you think. That happens all the time, and I give my opinion on the chart. If I like it, if I don't like it, I'm just honest. Again, it's just opinion. What I don't do is I don't tell you to buy or sell. That is your decision for sure. But I have good conversations with members, and then you get to make your decision based on what you see. It's about helping you kind of just maximize your profits while, again, minimizing your time spent to evaluate everything that's going on in the market, because that takes a lot of time. And so for $10 a month, I think you get an extreme amount of value. Again, where you're going to find a deal like that, right? If you're interested, at Alpha Charts 365, click on the subscribe button. And if you do it from your PC, that's even better, because Apple doesn't take a bunch of money. You do it from your iPhone, Apple takes a bunch of the money. Either way, I would love to have you as a subscriber, and consider it if you think this would help you some. Okay, let's get to the video. S&P 500. I mean, just a beautiful you just kind of break out from this area, right? We were watching this area for the breakout. It happened. We were watching this area. It happened. And so the market, the S&P 500 at least, is looking really good. Friday, we did have the pullback. And going back to the membership, like we talked about this in my weekly notes and the videos, that we were due for a pullback, and it happened. Now we're going to watch to see what this pullback really does, right? So it was a good place to take some profits. It was just, makes sense. And now we'll see how this pull back. Now we want to see this, 4330-ish area hold. That's really important, right? On the week, you see it was just a fantastic week though, right? Up 2.5%. and we have the RSP, which is the equal weighted, up, roughly the same amount. That's exactly what we want to see. That's broad breadth, very good, healthy markets. Now you can see this has not broken out yet, the equal weighted. And so we're watching that. That's the next thing that has to happen for the market, for the next leg of the market higher, right? Equal weight above 154-ish, 153, 154, somewhere around there. And again, I think the next stage of the market higher is very possible. And then all-time highs would be the next level, right? Looking at the Qs. So here are the Qs. Again, very nice looking chart. Oh, that's equal weighted. I'm sorry. Let's do the regular. Q. There we go. Right. So here's the Qs. This is the area. And again, we're going to find a little bit of selling here. And this is to be expected, but still a very healthy looking chart. Things just got extended, riding the 9-day. I mean, just not much to be bearish about at this point, right? There's nothing here that says this is bearish. Everything says this is bullish. I think we retest all-time highs, 400. That's about another 10% roughly or so. And I think that that's a very likely scenario, as long as we don't obviously crap out here. That's, I think, very likely. And I think chart looks great, right? In the Qs, we're up 3.79 on the week, so it's still leading compared to SPX, right? Equal weighted Qs up 3%. Again, that's fine, right? They're both up quite a bit. I'm absolutely fine with that. This looks great. The $74 area held. We talked about that area quite a bit. And yeah, I mean, it looks fantastic. Nothing negative on this chart either, right? 74 held. So that looks great. IWM. So here's IWM, VWAP from, that's a weekly chart. Let's go to the daily chart. You see VWAP from the all-time high. But this is just some right now, for now at least, just consolidation within this new, uptrend. Everything looks fine. And on the week, it was up 0.49. So not quite as strong as the other indexes, but it was still an up week. And again, it was the strongest one prior. So this could just be, like a consolidation, just needs a little bit of time. Again, VWAP from the top is the important area right now, about 189-ish. And I think we get to at least the top of the range, right? Because really, when you look at this on the weekly, you can just see it's really just in a range for now. Maybe it's the bottom, maybe it's the base, but right now, top of the range, 200. That's what I'm looking for in IWM. And we'll just look at mid caps real fast, just because I like to be complete. And up 1.22, so a little bit better than the IWM, and really just doing everything right, starting to get that bullish look to the moving averages. There's area here, maybe 500-ish, right? That's an area that may offer some resistance, then all-time highs. So lots going on here, but everything looks really good at the index level. There's really nothing that I'm concerned about. Let's look at IWO. IWO, again, it broke out of this area on the weekly. It was up almost 1%. And everything looks great in IWO, which is the Russell 2000 Growth ETF. Right? Again, logical place for it to maybe find some resistance, right? Up here. But everything looks fantastic. Okay, let's get into the ETFs that I deem important. First one we're talking about is XLF. So XLF, again, held the 30 area, didn't quite even get down as low as it did over here. And now it's trying to rally, still having issues at the 200-day moving average, but right now, doing nothing wrong, right? So XLF is participating, not leading, it's participating. It was up 1.3 in the week, and that's all we can ask for, right? That's the important thing, it's participating. SMH, again, logical place for it to find some sellers. And again, we talked about this a ton on the week. It was up, though, 4.45%. great week for the semiconductors. This is a place where we could expect a little resistance. Doesn't mean this trend is over. Heck, I could argue that this trend is just beginning after it does whatever it's going to do here, right? Something like that, right? So it's going to do whatever it's going to do. And then if it breaks out and gets above, 160-ish, I mean, SMH could that'd be a big deal. That's all-time highs. So, but it looks fantastic. Equal weighted semis, I really like looking at that. So this was the key back here. Back in May, this was a pretty well-defined bear flag. Expectation was it'd come down and probably get down to this area, but it didn't. It broke higher, and that was the expectation breaker. That's what changed everything. Equal weighted, again, this was the previous pivot high, and you can see just a nice consolidation right there. This pullback is very orderly, very good. This is what markets do, right? This is what markets do. It was up 3.5% on the week. Semis look strong. I think that bodes very, very well for the market. Let's look at transports, XTN. Again, prior area, came up to it. This is where we would expect a little consolidation, but a break out of this range, again, would confirm that this market has legs. So we're watching for this, right? How does it pull back? Again, so far so good. It was quad witching, I believe, on Friday too, which is why we see all the bigger volume on some of these charts. But we're seeing this big move, and again, everything looks fine, right? I mean, it's doing what it's supposed to do at the right spots, which makes it orderly and easier for us to manage things. Let's look at ITB, home construction. So this is again a pure play builder index. Beautiful large cup and handle, big base, whatever you want to call this. This was the cup and handle back here. Maybe it's just big rounding bottom. If it breaks out though, right above 83, 84, that'd be really bullish. It's doing everything right though at this point. Nothing negative to see here, right? We got to trade the chart we see. And then there's also XHB, again, another housing related stocks. They have, again, not only the builders, but also the related stuff. Again, it broke out and is moving higher and is bullishly aligned. Everything looks good here, right? So, on the ETF level, the ones that kind of represent, in my opinion, the economy, everything looks great, right? So the indexes look great. The ETFs are acting well. The most important ones to me, and they're doing great. Let's look at the internals. Maybe the internals are going to give us a different clue to what's going on, right? So right now, everything looks really good. Here's the VIX, and the VIX is at 13.5, right? And so everyone's like, oh my God, the VIX is too low, whatever. And as contrarian, the answer is, well, yeah, maybe it does need a snap back or some volatility. But you can see it can stay low for a period of time and just vacillate between here and be very healthy and very bullish. To me, it's just starting to create its bullish range, right? And it can stay down here for a while with little snapbacks, right? Sometimes bigger snapbacks, but I am not concerned at all about this. It looks absolutely fine. So things look good right there on the VIX. And then let's go to credit spreads. My dog is trying to get off my lap and I'm not letting her. Here's credit spreads, right? Continue to tighten within a range, right? So we haven't broken out of this range yet, but again, they're not exploding higher. And that's the important part. Not exploding higher, things are good. Let's keep going. Let's look at the put call ratio. All right, so here's the put call ratio, equity only. And so it's starting to get into the frothy area, but we're not quite there yet. It's been a while. And you see, it can stay down there for a little bit of time. So maybe it's got a little bit more to run before we get in there. Once we get to this overheated area, a lot of times we do get that snap back. That may line up with a very low VIX, and then we have maybe we know to take some risk off the table or at least in the short term in those situations. But right now, don't think we're quite there yet, even though it's leaning that way. Not extreme yet. Looking at the percent of stocks above the 50-day, again, breadth is is healthy at 66.79, right? I think that's a very healthy breadth. We're not overheated yet. Again, so when my internals, put call ratio gets to extreme, VIX even lower, this into this red zone, that's the point where you say, okay, let's take the foot off the gas a little bit and chill out, right? And see what happens. So we're moving in that direction, not quite there yet. The dollar index, let's look at that. Again, falling 104 was our important level, right? And it's done the exact opposite. Again, back in here, we'll see if it retests 100, but this bodes well for stock. Looking at the copper gold ratio. Here's the copper gold ratio, right? I wanted to see a recovery of this green area. And that's exactly what we got. I think, again, that's bullish for stocks, right? Copper outpacing gold, bullish for stocks. So, yeah, I mean, what more can we want? Everything that I'm looking at in my process and methodology says things look really good still. Again, might be a little overextended, right? This is a little overextended. I wouldn't be shocked if we get a pullback, some more of a pullback, especially early in the week. I know no market action on Monday. But Tuesday when it reopens, I wouldn't be shocked if we again get a little orderly pullback or even a sideways action like this. That would be normal price action, right? A couple days, boom, boom, boom. And then I still think that the market has more gas left in its tank and is going to be moving higher. Things are healthy. Getting good entries is probably the most important thing that we can do in the market, right? So don't just pile in, get your good entries, okay? If you're interested, and Alpha Charts 365, click on subscribe. I think you will get a ton of value out of this subscription. Again, it's $10 a month, literally the cheapest subscription that you could get for this type of content, and as much as you're getting anywhere. So give it a try. Hope you all have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.